Good morning, friends. Welcome back to our kitchen. I'm here with Lauren this morning, and we are talking about one of our favorite produce picks, and that's asparagus.
Yes, so asparagus is really nutritious, just like all our other great produce picks that we talk about on the show. So asparagus is really high in vitamin A, vitamin C, potassium, and it's full of fiber. And as you can see, they're thick stalks, so you can just imagine how much fiber is in these.
So we never really had a lot of asparagus growing up, and I don't know if it's because we lived in northern Wisconsin and didn't have a grocery store very close by,
Sure.
or if it was just because my mom tried it and we didn't like it. But nonetheless, you have some here today, and it's available all year round.
Yes, exactly. And when it's in peak season, it actually grows about 6 to 10 inches per day, which is, I mean, that's amazing.
That's as long as that is.
Yes, exactly. So when it's in season, you can pretty much find it everywhere.
Excellent. So once we get to the store, what are we looking for?
So asparagus you're going to find in these bundles at the store. So this will feed about four people, depending just how much. There's about 18 to 24 spears in a bundle. And you want to find one that is very crisp, bright green, and that's really compact, so they're not mushy or anything like that.
So one of the things that I'd like to point out is the size of the spear can vary. And I'm personally a fan of the bigger spears. How do they differ?
So the diameter depends on when the asparagus is in season. So earlier in the season, the diameter is going to be larger, so they're going to be thicker, like the ones that you like. And then as the season goes on, they're going to get a little bit thinner. And I personally like the thinner ones a little better. So the bigger ones, the thicker ones tend to be a little bit meatier, so they have more water in there, versus the skinny little ones are a little bit crispier.
Excellent. All right, so once we've picked our asparagus, we take it home.
Yes, so when you get it home, if you're not going to use it right away, say you pick it up and you're going to use it for dinner maybe tomorrow or the next day, you can store it in your fridge for up to a week, and the key to doing that is to keep them moist and cool. So to do that, a couple tricks you can do. Take a paper towel and just get it a little bit full of water. And then once it's moist, you just want to wrap it around the stems, the bottom. So similar to a flower, if we keep these nice and moist, they're going to stay better longer.
Sure.
So you just wrap it in, just the stem, the very bottom of the spears. And then you can just take the same bag that you bought it in at the store and just shove it in here. Just kind of wrap it up just so it's nice and loose.
Make sure that the top is still protected.
Yes, exactly, and then just put it in your fridge for about a week. Another thing you can do as well is you can actually stick the asparagus in like a mason jar full of water, or even a plastic Ziploc bag full of about 2 inches of water. Stick it in there, cover it over the top again with the same plastic bag that you got at the store, and it'll also stay good in your fridge for about a week.
All right, so if you don't want to store it and you want to just eat it,
yes,
then what do we do with it?
So we have to trim off the bottom similar to flowers, and my favorite way to do that, so we're going to take the little rubber bands off here, keep them all together, without them going flying everywhere. All right, so we got all of our asparagus spears here. So my favorite way to trim off the ends, you could certainly do it with a knife, but when I was growing up, my mom got us involved by doing this little trick, so the kids all got together and we could break them.
Snap it off.
They snap exactly where they should on the spear.
So I just learned this while we were getting ready for this video, that you can snap them off, and I made this last night at home, and I snapped all of them, and I thought of you with each one.
So then we're snapping them. As you just continue snapping them, I just always throw them in a colander just to kind of rinse them off then. So once they're rinsed, you really want to make sure too that the tops get rinsed very well. That tends to be where the dirt would be hiding. So after you snap all the stems off, and you can see the stems all kind of vary in length, we'd rinse them, and then we're ready to use them, which we're going to do over here.
All right, so tell us what we have.
So certainly there are lots of different recipes that you can use asparagus in. Lots of different egg recipes, whether it's omelets or frittatas. They make a great side dish to like our fresh white fish at festival. Salmon. There's just lots of different ways to use it, but one of my favorites is more of the simpler ways you can eat for a snack or a side dish. So today we're going to make roasted asparagus in the oven. Now, you can roast asparagus, you can grill it in the summertime, you can saute it, or you can steam it. And if you're doing the saute, the grilling, or the roasting like we're doing today, we're going to want to use some olive oil. So we've got all of our asparagus spears here. So basically,
roasting vegetables is my favorite way of prepping them no matter what. I don't care what time of the year it is. I think the flavor is enhanced, in my opinion, of course, anyway.
I completely agree. And it's really simple, so we're just putting it on the the pan here, and we'll roast in the oven for about 10 to 15 minutes, depending just how crispy you want it.
So yeah, and this is super easy. Last night I made dinner in less than 15 minutes, and this was my side dish. So I was floored at how fast it came together, and I got rave reviews from my husband saying it was the best asparagus he's ever eaten. So.
Yeah, so we're just gonna kind of drizzle some extra virgin olive oil on here. Just again, it gives it a little bit more flavor, and actually the heart-healthy fats in the olive oil help enhance the absorption of like the vitamin A in the asparagus, so that's kind of a fun fact.
That is a fun fact.
And we got some blue cheese crumbles.
All right, so one of the things, I didn't have blue cheese crumbles at home last night, so I just used Parmesan cheese. You can use feta, and I think it's kind of, you know, your flavor profile.
Goat cheese is one of my favorites.
This obviously gives it a little bit more of a kick.
Yeah.
One of the other things, so you have salt and pepper here, which you can go ahead and continue that, but I actually use Mrs. Dash lemon pepper variety because it was going with fish, so it was a nice, other way. There you go. Chef Julie's not here.
I don't use these. It's a little bit more involved.
So this is the finished product over here, and as you can see, it looks delicious, and it's nice and crispy. And again, it took less than 10 minutes. So if you'd like additional information on asparagus or any other produce items, you can visit our website at festfoods.com, or better yet, swing in and ask one of our produce experts.
Definitely. All right, Steph, let's dig in and have some cheesy asparagus. Back to you guys.